Hello all, welcome to another edition of Food Sack. Today I'm down at Saravanaa Bhavan, the world's #1 Indian vegetarian restaurant. Now you may not have heard of this place, but it actually operates in 28 countries across the world, and there are some stores in Sydney and Melbourne, and this one in Brisbane. The reason you may not have heard of it is because it does appeal mainly to the Indian community in their respective countries. But I'm curious, what will the average Australian make of their food? Now, I am a very average Australian, so I do feel qualified to answer that question. Fun fact, the founder of this restaurant straight up murdered a dude and then died in prison. So the founder is not a great guy, but how is the food at his restaurant? Let's check it out.
தலைமுறைகள் வாழ்த்தும் ஹோட்டல் சரவண பவன் 21 கிளைகளுடன் சென்னை, காஞ்சிபுரம், புது டெல்லி மற்றும்
Alrighty, I'm back from Saravanaa Bhavan with my food now. They had a really long menu. I wasn't quite sure what to get, so I got a bit of a selection. I got the ghee roast masala dosa and the sambar idli. And I also got a rose milk. So let's just get stuck into it. Alrighty, now this is the dosa. Now, unfortunately, they do fold it up for takeaway. I thought it would be that really long thing. They just have this long sort of bread, which is pretty cool in the dine-in experience, but they did not do it for takeaway, which makes a lot of sense. Now that comes with these dips. I forget what is in each dip. Anyway, here it is. I don't know where to start. Now this does smell really good. I'll just tear off a bit of this dosa. This seems to be like their signature sort of item. And then, well, I'll try it by itself. That's quite good. Like the crispy bit here is, yeah, nice and crunchy, but then this soft, chewy bit, it's a little bit like a savory pancake, I guess. Yeah, if you've ever had a pikelet or a pancake that didn't have much sugar in it, tastes like that. All right, what's this sauce like? I'm guessing it's a yogurt. That's yum. It's actually a lot more like a hummus. I don't know what's in it, but strong like chickpea and garlic flavors. It's really good. This dosa, it does have, whoa, it's got potato in it. You can see there. So this is actually really heavy. I don't quite know how to eat this. Yeah. Yum. That is quite hearty. Very hearty sort of mashed potato. I thought it would be a bit more solid potato, but it's like mashed potato. I'm going to try this idli. Now, I've never heard of an idli before, but yeah, it's some sort of bread, I think. This thing here is an idli, I think. What's that like? Whoa, that is way softer than I thought it would be. That kind of falls apart like a cake. It's like a spongy sort of cake. And the spices, as like a lentil, well, it tastes like a lentil soup that I've had in the past. Very nice. Yum. I've often thought that if I was a vegetarian, I would stick mainly to Indian food because they've been doing vegetarian food for a long time. They know what they're doing. No imitation hot dog, that sort of stuff. Why bother? Indian vegetarian food, that's where it's at. Yeah, I like this. Maybe I'm not describing it well as like a cake with curry sauce, but that is what it's like, and it's quite good. Let's try more of this dosa with some of this dipping stuff. This comes with the dosa to dip in. I don't know what it is at all. Some sort of spicy soup. It tastes a little bit similar to the idli thing. Don't know if you're supposed to drink that, but yeah, it's interesting. They don't ask you what level of spice you want, unlike most Indian restaurants. There doesn't seem to be like a spice level that you can choose. This is not super spicy for some people, maybe, but you know, it's got a little kick, but no, nothing crazy. I think traditionally you do eat this with your hands, at least this dosa. Like, I can't imagine not using my hands to eat this. If that sounds a little gross, like they did have a hand washing station in there as well. In fact, yeah, I think the dine-in experience definitely beats the eating in the car experience. This is not like ideally suited to eating in the car. It is probably more of a social thing. Try this one. Oh, yeah, that is not bad either. I might try this by itself. Whoa. Whoa. I'm not sure you're really supposed to eat that by itself. I think it's a chutney. And yeah, that is quite spicy by itself, but very nice. This is quite interesting, this dosa. I am liking this. Whoa. The chutney has this sort of sharp, kind of vinegary sort of thing, and the dosa has this like creamy sort of potato thing happening, and they work really well together. All right, I'm liking all of this. I can tell that, yeah, if it, like, definitely you should eat this in store. They do serve it on those metal trays, the thali, I think it's called, or something. Only thing left to try is the rose milk. Let's give that a go. That's definitely quite nice. Maybe it's just psychological, but it is like a strawberry milk. Sort of tastes like a strawberry milk to me. Just, I think I can't separate pink milk from strawberry milk. But anyway, I quite enjoyed all of this. This was $38 all up, but I did get 2 meals. The idli by itself was like $15 or something, and the dosa with the sauces was also like $17 or something like that. This was like $6 something, so I don't think that was particularly worth it. The other two, you know, you do get a fair bit of food. No meat, but a fair bit of food. I was thinking maybe, like, you know, how much does it cost to just cook veggies, you know? Like, surely the manufacturing costs are a bit lower, but, you know, this is a pretty, like, complicated vegetarian dish, I suppose. So, yeah, you know, it's, I suppose, worth it. I don't know. But, you know, it seemed to be popular with families. There are a lot of families there. Yeah, just for a Saturday treat, maybe a Sunday lunch. Yeah, quite good. One thing I did find quite curious in the restaurant was, like, I want you to think of what music would be playing in an Indian restaurant. Now, for me, you'd be thinking it's like Bollywood, sitar sort of stuff. But in this particular restaurant, at the particular time I was there, they were playing like American hits. They were playing some Neil Young while I was there, which, you know, is pretty cool, but doesn't scream Indian restaurant to me. In fact, Indian restaurant music, it's like its own genre of music, but yeah, they weren't playing that. Maybe Indian people are sick of it. They're like, no more Bollywood, please. We want some Neil Young. I don't know. Huge chunks of potato in that dosa. Wow. And that's like been mashed, and they've left the skin on as well, which is quite interesting. Nice. You get a lot of textures in the mash. Big bits of ginger and some other seeds in there. Now, as I said in the intro as well, the founder of this restaurant was convicted of murder a few years ago. Apparently what happened is he went to an astrologer, and the astrologer told him if he wants greater success, he needs to marry this woman. Weird advice from an astrologer, but anyway, he was obsessed. He really wanted to marry this woman, but she was already married. He was already married too. He wanted her to be his third wife, but she was married and she was like, no, not happening. But he was obsessed. I guess his astrologer was like really pushy. I don't know. And yeah, he ended up killing her husband, which, you know, first of all, not a way to a woman's heart, I would have thought. And secondly, you know, bad for your career as a restaurateur.
Quite a bizarre, in fact, this entire story was right from the beginning, the reason for murder, and going forward from there as well.
They found him out, they sent him to jail, he had a heart attack, and then died.
Dosa king and one of the most well-known food businessmen from Tamil Nadu, P. Rajagopal, the owner and founder of the renowned Saravanaa Bhavan restaurant chain, has passed away.
So, I think there's a lesson there. I don't know what the lesson is. Maybe, like, don't listen to your astrologer that much. Like, you can disregard the advice of your astrologer. Like, take it on board, but, you know, have a clearer, maybe get a second opinion. Get 2 astrologers, work out which one has the least insane advice and then follow that. Anyway, I'm going to enjoy the rest of this. I don't think I'll be able to finish this all right now. Or maybe we'll. I don't know. This is a pretty big meal. It is 2 meals. But yeah, I am liking it. The highlight was this this dip, this chutney. Very nice. I think I will come back here again, make some different choices, and still probably get a good meal. So if you're in Mount Gravatt, give this place a try. Or in one of the many places across the globe which has this restaurant. So anyway, I will catch you all later. Cheers. I think in the Watchmen original comic, I think there was this really popular chain of Indian restaurants in the Watchmen comic book. Anyway.
Well, that chapter now ends because he is no more and he's not alive to serve